Greetings gastronauts, this is KeefCooks, I'm Keith, and today I'm going to make a pie, because you know, I love me pies. I'm going to make pork, apple and cider pie, and it's not my recipe, it's Paul Hollywood's recipe. Ooh, so we'll see how that works out. This was requested by Proud Yorkshireman, who said he tried Paul Hollywood's pork, apple and cider pie and it were cracking. I'm sure yours would be even better. Well, there's a challenge in it, because Paul Hollywood, well, he's one of the judges on Great British Bake Off, Great British Baking Show. He's supposed to know his way around baking, bread, pastry, stuff like that. I'm not convinced. But whether I could do it better or not, I don't know. I'm going to try and stick exactly to his recipe, but I have looked through it and there are things that worry me a bit, but you know, if he says that's what you do, that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, this could be interesting. If you enjoy this video, give it a like, share, subscribe, etc. By the way, I've now got 97,000 subscribers and I want one of them silver plaques from YouTube. Okay, so I need another 3,000 subscribers. Tell your friends, tell your granny, everybody to subscribe. Even if they don't bother watching it, just hit that subscribe button. Okay, let's get on with it. Pork, apple, cider pie. Yum, yum. Okay, we're going to make the filling first because that takes longest. So these are the ingredients. When I've peeled the fat layer off that, I'll have about 500 grams of pork shoulder, which needs to be diced. I've got 175 ml of chicken stock, 175 ml of cider, a cooking apple, a Branley, and a couple of eaten apples from our tree. I don't actually know what kind they are, but this autumn, or you know, this summer has been an absolute bumper year for apples. So you know, this little bowl full here is half of what we picked off the tree. There's still half left, and they need getting off quick because they're starting to drop. Anyway, I digress. A large onion, salt and pepper, also some cooking oil, and some sage. Yeah, I know I said I was going to try and follow Paul Hollywood's recipe to the letter, but that involves some celery sticks, and we always have celery, and now we haven't, so just pretend we've got celery in it. The cider, by the way, this is proper cider, it's got alcohol in it, and this is from Aldi. It's kind of their own brand of cider. It's not the best there is, but it'll do the job perfectly well. No, I'm just looking. It's only 4.5% alcohol. That's a bit weak and feeble. Anyway, probably made from apple concentrate, and it'll do. It'll be okay. Okay, I'm going to deal with the meat first. So I want to get this skin off, which we'll save, and that'll make wonderful crackling at some point. Okay, and then cut the meat into dice. They want to be kind of bite-sized. Okay, so there's a nice pile of cubed or diced pork. I'm just going to roll up this bit of skin and wrap it in plastic film, and at some point I'll turn that into crackling. Right, next, do the onion and the celery if you've got any. Top and tail the onion. Cut it in half and peel it. And now we need to dice it. Now we need to peel and core and slicey dicey the apples. And do you remember this little beast which I got, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago? And I just found it in the back of a cupboard. I've forgotten I had it, and so I've also forgotten how to use it, so bear with me. Well, first thing to do is do that, to stick it to the table, get these things out of the way, and then we have to pull this back. Oh, like that, yeah. And whack the apple on. Oh, it's a big one. okay. Just kind of push it on the prongs. Turn it, turn it that way. Oh, come on. It only works on perfectly spherical apples. Have a look, it's kind of slicing and the core is staying there, so it's working a bit. I was going to say, I'll put a link down below in the description so you can buy one of these if you want. I'll do that anyway. Might work better with our little apples, which are more spherical as well. Yeah, brilliant. Whoa, look at that. Big apple spring. You need to heat 1 or 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil or sunflower oil on medium heat in a heavy bottom pan, and when that's heated, add the onion and just let that cook. And let that cook gently for 8 to 10 minutes and try not to let it brown. And if you had any celery, add that in with the onion. So when they're softened but not browned, remove them from the pan and then add the cubes of pork. And you might need to do that in 2 batches because you don't want to crowd the pan. Stir them around, increase the heat a bit if you need to, and get them browned on all sides. Then put everything back in the pan and cook for 1 minute. Then add the stock and the cider and sprinkle in about a tablespoon of flour and stir that well so that the flour and the liquids can combine and start to thicken. Then you can add the sage and the apples. Bring it to the boil, reduce to a simmer, put a lid on and simmer for 45 minutes. Check that the pork is tender, taste it and add salt and pepper if needed. Right, now we're going to make the pastry, and this is where I have problems. Well, 2 problems. One is he's doing not a pie, he's doing stew with a pastry top, which I've always and forever said that is not a pie, and it's not a pie. But we'll do it this one time. However, in his recipe he calls for 350 to 400 grams of flour, plain flour, which is a huge amount if you're only doing a top crust. So I got 200 grams. 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 beaten egg to go in the pastry, another one to glaze it with, 125 ml of olive oil, again, oil to make pastry with, never done it actually, and olive oil, yeah well, he's a rich man, and 125 ml of cider, also a pinch of salt. So salt needs to go in with the flour. And I've done this wrong. Mr. Hollywood wants us to start with everything but the flour and salt in the large bowl, but it's too late now. So smash your egg in there, and here's a tip: if you get bits of eggshell in there, just use the rest of the eggshell to scoop it out with. The cider and the oil and the baking powder and the salt, he says, but I've already put that into the flour, so don't do it twice. Right, mixy. And then we'll mix it in with the flour. When you have a smooth dough, wrap it in plastic film and put it in the fridge to rest for half an hour. Right, now it's time to put the pie together. Mr. Hollywood requests that you get a God, a 1.2 litre pie dish, or 2.2 pound 12 ounces. I don't know. I've never heard of any kind of pie dish requirement expressed in those terms. So all I've got, anyway, we're not making a pie, we're making a casserole. So I've got a little casserole dish. This is 1.2 litre capacity. So we'll go with this. He also wants a pie funnel, which I've never had. You know, it's a little ceramic thing, like a blackbird with its yellow beak open, pointing upwards, and that is supposed to stick through the top crust and let the steam out. But you know, if we've got this full of filling, then why do you want that as well? I don't know. It might be to keep the pastry away from the filling, which to my mind is the wrong thing to do with the pie. You want your pastry to be soaked in the filling. You know, you want a soggy top, Paul. Anyway, right, so I need to roll out the pastry bit. So flour on the worktop. First of all, you want to get a 2 centimetre, like a 1 inch strip of dough to stick around the inside, and then the lid will stick onto that. Wet the inside of the pie dish. And stick the pastry rim on. Okay, need a bit there. Now we need to fill it with the filling. I must admit, I've been nibbling at this for a while. I did put some pepper in at the end. I didn't put any extra salt in. And it's gorgeous. It's really, you know, the pork is tender. The appleness comes through brilliantly. And yeah, it's great. And I might have nibbled too much. There might not be enough to fill this dish. And while you're doing this, you want your oven heating to 180 degrees Celsius for a fan oven. That's 200 for a conventional one, and that is gas 6. So we're going to have a slight problem. I'm going to improvise a pie funnel. I'm not using that, it's plastic, it'll melt and poison you. So I've got these things that are, they're not pie funnels, they are actually formers for cream horns, you know, puff pastry rolled around that and stuffed with cream. I've got 4 of them. I've never made cream horns, and I don't know why I've got them, but you know, they might do the job. One of them might do the job. Or not. We'll find out. Okay, so now I need to roll out that pastry for the lid. I'll just wet the top of the pastry rim. Roll, roll, roll. Obviously we've got too much dough, but we'll just use what we need. So roll it around your rolling pin and then unroll it onto the pie, the casserole, and incredibly soft dough. Beat the other egg and just glaze the top with it. And now it needs to go in the oven for 35 to 40 minutes till it's nice and golden and crispy. What does he say? Crisp and golden brown. See you in a bit. Right, it's at 40 minutes and there it is. So I don't know exactly how you're supposed to serve this. But we'll try. The pastry lid. And some filling. See, this is why I don't like this type of construction, because, you know, unless you do a little one just for one person, this is ridiculous. Anyway, I know it's going to taste great. Just have to take its photo first. Okay, I'm really ready for this. Let's go. As I said before, the stew stuff is wonderful, the filling. Let's try this weird pastry. Because it's got baking powder in it, it's kind of risen somewhat. I don't know. And possibly not cooked all the way through. I don't like that. Yeah. I really don't like that, but I do like the filling, so it's a win. Not a win-win, just a win. There you go, pork, apple, cider, stew, beautiful pie, not. You know, if you did that with real pastry, top and bottom, that'd be great. I might try that. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.